Hello everyone, so interesting introduction today. This is a 1/6 scale action figure. It's made by a brand called Soldier Story. It's pretty old now, maybe 10 years old. I only keep two of these, this one and like a baby doll from that movie Sucker Punch. They're just too big to collect. I mean, look at this thing, it barely fits in my photo booth. So this is actually a real person though, Todd Mcdonnell, who was part of the 160th SOAR group of the U.S. Army's elite helicopter night flying division. And today we're going to look at a cartoon version of a SOAR pilot right here, Trickyman. So hold on, I'm going to pause, get this guy out of here. Look at this, this is my hand, right? It's huge. But I gotta say, 1/6 scale is awesome. All these bags open, you know, they have functional zippers, and just the amount of detail going on. It's just, the shoes literally have laces. You can lace up his leather shoes, which is, I mean, you just can't do that with smaller action figures. The multi-camo, it's actually a sewn up, you know, jumpsuit or two-piece suit, all the pouches. Anyways, hold on. So in 1980, there were some hostages held in Tehran, Iran, after the Iranian Revolution, where they pretty much destroyed their own country. And we failed to rescue our hostages, so President Jimmy Carter asked the Army how could we prevent that happening. And so they developed a group of special, well, they took their best helicopter pilots from the Army, and eventually it morphed into something called the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne. That's why it's called SOAR. And so this has been going on this group has been active for over 40 years. They were involved with, sadly, another sad case of the Mogadishu incident, which is known for, well, popularized in the movie Black Hawk Down. Those two helicopters were SOAR helicopters. But they were also involved with the Osama bin Laden raid. So they've done a lot of various missions. They actually rescued a Russian Mi-24 Hind helicopter, you know, the one with the chain gun on the front of it. And a lot of funky information off Wikipedia. Okay, anyways, I just pulled that figure out of here, but we should probably talk about this box. I bought this used, that's why it's already open. This is called Trickyman, this brand here. And some images here of it. And this is what's coming inside of this guy. And I actually have this figure as well, I'll review later on. Yeah, so this is like 50 bucks. Although I bought it on sale, so that's why I bought it. I think they've made other figures as well, doing my internet search, but they're basically super deformed military figures. I figured why not? I already have super deformed Star Wars figures and a bunch of super deformed cars. Why not this? On the bottom, anything? No, just, this is number 4 in the series apparently. So number 4 is shown, so one would assume there's at least 3 others. Maybe that one? It's number 3, I'm not sure. Alright, so inside that box, as you saw, we got this bunch of blisters. We have here probably some instructions. Alright, so that's his articulation basically. He's got, you know, well, I'll go over the articulation, but you can install his vest after you remove his arms and his head. A belt as well. Belt accessories, 2 from the sides, 1 on the back. It says install the accessories from the top. Okay. After that, you put it all together. Night vision goggle details. There's a sticker to put inside the helmet. It can be removed. And when installing the helmet, remove the hair part first. So his hair gets replaced by the helmet itself. Alright. Seems pretty straightforward, but I'll probably forget all of that within the next 30 seconds and screw this all up. What else is in here? We've got some patches, it looks like. And what is this, a magnet or something? Oh, it's a dog tag. And an extra dumbbell, well, an extra ball joint. So that'll come in handy if you break one or lose one. Oh, 2 extra ball joints. How convenient. This is a little weird though. This dog tag is totally blank. There's nothing stamped into it, or not even a sticker or an engraving. You would think it would have Trickyman or something, or which pilot you got. What do I need a blank? I guess I could use double-sided tape and use it as a phone case mount. Strange. Seems like a waste of money. Alright, these are stickers, these patches. They are patches, but they have adhesive on the back. So, Shaynar Fleet Systems TIE Fighter. I love the dark side. I can't make out that text. Or, oh, here we go, it's upside down. That says 1/60th in cursive, but the green text around it, I'm not sure. You probably have to know what that patch is before you see it. In God We Trust. And an Imperial Star. So I don't know. I'm looking at the box. It is supposed to come with these Star Wars things. These 3 Star Wars patches, which is weird. This is an Imperial logo for, you know, Darth Vader kind of Imperial group. The bad people in Star Wars. Or maybe you think they're the good ones. I don't know. Alright, well anyways, let's get that out. And this back thing is all the accessories. So this peg here is a neck peg, probably. It's significantly larger than the other 2 that were just loose in that bag. You know what? I kind of think this thing is new. Even though the box was opened, maybe the tape was just old. I'm looking at the box. I don't see any date on it, though. I don't know when these first came out. But I think it came out several years ago. Because I've seen these at my same local shop for those several years, and no one apparently bought them, and that's why they're on sale. And I'm the fool that bought them. But at least I saved money and got them at a discount. Yeah, this tape all looks new, so alright. I think these might be shoulder pads. I actually gotta go look back at those instructions. Well, no, that doesn't really help. I don't know where these would go. Strange. Yeah, they're shoulder pads. They're on the actual photos on the box. So, alright, we got 4 hands in here, and the guy seems to have 2 hands on him already. So this is a trigger hand, a set of trigger hands. Sorry for the focus. Alright, and then we have fist / gripping, I guess the grip of a gun hand. This is a holster for a pistol. Let me find that pistol. So this pistol actually looks realistic. It's not cartooned. It looks like a 1/12 scale pistol. So I might as well just put that in here already. Just a friction fit, but it doesn't fall out, so that's good. Alright. Is this open? No. It's just a pouch. A totally sealed pouch. Got some tape holding this down. Tape holding this down as well. This looks to be a, emergency oxygen tank. Yeah. Maybe if they land in water, it's a little scuba tank, because that looks like a scuba apparatus there. And then another pouch, but OPOS. I'm not sure what that stands for. I've never served in the military, but I appreciate anyone that has in any country. Just protecting your country, that's nice. Okay, some flashy pieces of plastic. Although I don't see how or why. Oh, okay. Alright. think I'll need that neck peg. So this flashy thing goes around this, and then this must go into the rifle. Right, so flashy, flashy. Although I don't see a need for the big flat piece. I think it would look perfectly fine without that. In fact, I think it'll look better. Right, just doing that. Although the bullet's flying off at a weird angle, maybe like that's good. It's got a nice translucency to it, you know. It's a little orange in the very tip, and then it's more yellow towards the base. Interesting. Although I think the colors should have been reversed. Okay, so now this looks like a 1/12 scale M4 rifle, or AR-15 if you're a civilian. Nothing seems to move. I don't know if this... I'm sure that's glued on. It's like a PEQ. I think it's like a imaging, you know, infrared or laser imaging. And then that's just a flashlight painted silver there on the lens. And then the red dot sight is totally blanked off, which is understandable. This is a relatively rigid plastic. Yeah, it's actually more rigid than... I don't think it's actually soft at all. So it would break if you bent it a lot, but it's not really heavy, so I don't think it'll break unless it's falling from like 2 or 3 meters up. Okay. Yeah, this thing is taped together. So there's vest here. I see, so those holes are for those pouches and whatnot. And you got some in the back, 4 in the back, 6 in the front. A shoulder, I think this is probably inflatable, maybe for water operations. And then I think these are supposed to go around his legs, go through this. So it's a harness. Okay, so here's his helmet. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if this has lights, because this looks like a switch. Hold on a second. Let's see here, if I flick that, look at that, that's pretty cool. It's amazing that the batteries still work. I'm sure there must be watch batteries in there. And the instructions give no indication that this thing is even battery powered. So that's really weird. Huh. Reading the instructions quickly again, it makes no indication that this has lights at all. Nor do the photographs on the actual box. So that's really strange. Oh, actually this one photograph on the side. Yeah, the night photo. Okay. Anyways, that's cool. Oh, well that's nice as well. It's not only just one sun visor, but then you have the clear visor as well behind it. So the sun visor actuator is on this side of the helmet. I think that's as high up as it goes. And then the clear visor I think is this side, but you know what? I think the clear visor is permanent. Yeah, I just broke that off. So bear that in mind. Yeah, that's a real shame. Why wouldn't they have it on both sides? Right? Man, that's just poor design. So now I got to glue that thing back on later. That's just a horrible design. It should be on both sides of the black visor. Alright, well, the front of the mask here, it does come off. It's just like 2 tabs holding it in place. Very loose, of course. And yeah, that clear does not move up at all. This microphone thing actually pivots and it just falls out pretty easily. Okay, so maybe some poster putty if that falls out a lot, but I don't think it'll fall out a lot. And then this is actually a functional wire, obviously. It's coming from the battery pack. You might be able to see there's a little white wire there. Yeah, alright. Let's get to the figure now. Mexican Joe. So he's a small little dude. Let me get some better angle here. Initial impressions is the skin tone is too light. It's like too transparent, which actually skin is transparent, but for some reason I'm not liking the skin tone of this. It doesn't, for me it doesn't look right, but to be honest with you, it actually matches the skin tone of this lady and this guy. Not too bad. Right, Anyways, the eyebrows are painted black. The eyes have, you know, some black, some gray, and a little white dot in there to show some reflectivity there. So they're nicely printed, so that's good. He's got a very chiseled, angular face. Interesting styling there. Yeah, his hair here is a separate piece. And then let's go over some, well, the bodywork has this digital camo in dark green, a medium green, and a really, really light green, almost like a greenish gray. The gloves on him, right now, he's got this weird black thing here. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's probably like a little finger flashlight, so he could read maps or something like that, if I had to guess. Some padding on the back of the gloves, but this one has nothing. It's just a plain glove. Oh, I see what's going on. See, I think that's supposed to be a wire representing, you know, this might be a battery pack and this is a wire going to the flashlight. Maybe. He's got some tan boots, just like that 6 scale figure, and the boots have magnets in them. Okay, it's all starting to come together. So, if the guy has a hard time standing up, I literally think this might be a mobile phone thing, because I bought some for my mobile phone case and it had a hole in it just like this. So, whatever, it works. So now the guy shouldn't fall over, you know, as long as he's relatively upright. Because he's so top heavy, I think, with the helmet and the vest, but we'll check it out later. Alright, so that's nice. So the head, yeah, obviously you can tilt left, right, and it can spin around, but it seems to be just one hinge ball there, so right now side to side, but if I spin the ball, then his head, then he can tilt forward and back. Pretty decent amount of range. And I would say the tone of the ball is, I guess it is around the same color. The light, well, I do feel it's weird. My camera does weird stuff. In my screen of my camera, this skin tone looks so much lighter than the ball. But to the naked eye, at least in this view, it looks the same color. But not on the camera screen. So I'm not sure what to say there. To the naked eye, it doesn't look so bad. Alright, so maybe if I set this ball at a 45, then it could have a little bit of tilt and side to side. Interesting. Okay, so the shoulder. Well, let's see, it's just a friction fit here. No butterfly that I can see. It's just a hinge again, but it's nicely done. These remind me of like Revoltech joints, but they're printed with all this digital camo, so it's pretty cool. So it hinges up and down, or rotates around, or hinges in. This is the butterfly effect here, if you spin it this way. So if I kept that in that position, then I could rotate the shoulder down. Yeah, so you can get a bunch of different articulation with this ball, because it's split. Alright, cool. Back to a more normal situation. Oh, his head Sorry. Might freak some people out. There's very faintly stamped U.S. Army, and then some sort of rectangular badge there. On this side it says Jones, so we got a name for this character. And then this is the Night Stalkers logo. I can't tell if it's legible though. Let's see. I don't know. It says Airborne, I think. So I guess that's legible if I could read it. Alright. So then, yeah, the shoulder does spin on that ball, the big ball. But then his elbow also has a smaller ball joint in his camo as well. And then the wrist also has a ball joint. Yeah. So the two spares are for his wrist. Let me just pull that wrist joint out here, one of the spare ones. So yeah. So that's in case you're a little too rough with the posing of his hands. But what's interesting is I think there's 3 different sized balls going on here. If you look at the shoulder ball, it's quite huge. But then the elbow ball is smaller, but is bigger than the wrist ball. See? 1, 2, 3. 3 different sizes. But it makes his arm look realistic, if you could think that, for a cartooned character. Naturally, it would have been cool if the wrist joints were also this digital camo, so it looked like a whole sleeve, but I guess it's still realistic enough. Most people's wrists, their skin does show out of a shirt sleeve. Okay, so let's see about the torso. So his torso is just all one piece. There's no split in the middle. But there's a... What's going on here? If I can pull this. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a really tall dumbbell, and that's leading... It's like a T dumbbell, where the lower two are going to the hips. Interesting. Why is this so long? Okay, well, front lean not so much, back lean not so much either. Very little ab crunch going on with this guy. Side to side is almost non-existent. Maybe 2 degrees or not much. Alright, and then swiveling doesn't make much sense because, you know, well, it can be done, but rotating his hips around. Alright. So, let's see, his leg, he's got that giant ball again. Or is this leg joint even bigger than the shoulder one? I think it is bigger. I think the ball here is bigger than that, so there might be 4 size balls here. This is turning into a weird, dirty joke. Alright, so we got a hinge here, and is that, yep, that's pegged into his thigh. I like that it's all camo printed, you know, so when you bend his legs, it still all looks congruent. See, that's nice. It's a really nice touch. And it seems to be a double hinge. His lower shin area is on a separate hinge. So that's pretty nice. Double hinge for such a short character. There we go. Pretty good articulation for something so short. Alright, so getting this foot here. I'm gonna assume it's a ball, but it doesn't want to come out. I feel like I'll break it. There's not much articulation. Forward, back. Maybe it is a hinge because I'm not feeling much side to side. That could just be free play in the hinge joint itself. Alright. Let's get that gear on him. Take his arms out. Let's get the vest together. So, boy, where do I want to put this gear? I feel this thing's huge. I guess this is supposed to go on the back since it has 4 pegs. So they're mimicking the mole webbing system in a pretty decent way, I would say. holster. So you'll see there's a little bit of a tooth, so gravity will hopefully keep that thing down. Just push it through the holes. Oh, I put it in backwards because I'm a moron. Huh. I think you might actually put it, you could put it horizontally if you really stretch it, but I think it's designed to go vertically. Uh-oh. Some allergies kicking in. My cat walked in here earlier. Oh boy, I am a moron. Double moron. I had the gun in the holster upside down. You gotta have it by the strap. And actually that strap can come out. But I find if I ever remove that strap, it's really hard to get it back into that hole, so I'm gonna just try to leave it. Yeah, alright, so that worked. Although the trigger, the hammer is catching that strap. Alright, so I think I got it over there now. Alright, let's try for a third time. So now I'm going to put it back on this side. Okay, and then we have this little ops. Oh, boy, this thing doesn't want to stay in the holes there. I hope that stays in there. Okay. Just look at the box, and they have the ops thing in the middle, so I might as well try to go with what the box has. These pegs don't feel as long. The bottom peg seems to be in there, but the top one isn't like getting through the other side of the hole there. Alright, maybe that's good. Alright, so the last thing on the vest would be the O2 tank. Yeah, the hose wants to go out this direction, so I guess it could have been the other. No, if I put the holster on this side, I don't think the gun would rest well against that pouch. So I kind of feel like this is the best orientation. I guess these two could probably be swapped, and it would be okay. You know what? I am going to try that and see what happens. Because I don't want that hose dangling off the side of him. I'd rather have it in front of him. Alright, so there you can see the pegs kind of trying to protrude through and grab that beveled edge. I think it works well enough. Alright. So now, I don't see a belt. Yeah, that's weird. This looked like a brand new product, but I don't recall seeing a belt at all, nor do I see it now. I think the instructions are wrong. Let's just go back to this box. Ah, boy. There's no belt on this character. There's no belt here in the loadout. There's no belt in that photo there. And there's no belt in this photo here. So I guess that just didn't make it to final production. The instructions were made before. Maybe they found that belt just always kept on riding too low or something, and they just decided to get rid of it. Thing is, how am I going to get this thing around his legs? The vest slides on nice and easily over the torso. What I haven't tried to do is remove the legs. Oh, I see. Back to you remove this part. Okay. Oh, that's, well, I guess if I go like this. Alright, hold on a sec. If he ends up that way, I'm going to go in through the back like this. I should be able to get this, right? Oh, I see now. There's actually a peg for these straps as well. But I'm afraid, again, I can't put this into the top. This doesn't want to flex up enough. So, but I'm afraid if I remove this peg, it's going to be impossible to get back into that hole. That's my experience. This is going to take too long. I'm going to have to come back. Alright, I figured out the way to do it. You basically remove his lower half of the leg. Then, you know, you assemble this, and there's no reason to remove the torso from the hips. But then I pivot this thigh forward and out, and then I could just slip that strap over without having to undo it. Okay, so that's good. Then I move the leg back to a more vertical position. And then I pop in his feet. Well, his lower leg. Alright. His arm. Oh, the shoulder pads. So the thing goes under the shoulder, inflatable shoulder thing. I feel like the ball doesn't want to go through that very easily. Well, I guess it can be done. Never mind. I thought maybe I'd have to take the hand off and go that way. Look at the images again. It's actually supposed to be right here. So, I am going to go this way. But here's a problem. I lose the airborne badge. Well, I guess we'll just do that for now. So that pops in, and then this little tab just goes underneath the vest or something. It's supposed to be like that. I do like this magnetic base now. Makes it a lot easier. So the other shoulder strap, and I didn't even notice on this arm there's a reversed flag there. See, I think it would have been better if they stamped those badges on the shoulder straps instead of the actual arm. Or, ideally, both. Alright, just come together. Now his head, let's see. There's no peg or anything. It's just the curvature of the hair holding that thing in there. I'm not sure that the logic of this molding, like why is that all caved out there? Only on that side too. Oh, I see, it does match here. I see. This is two halves of the screw holding it together. So that's where the threads of the screw are going in, and the head is accommodating that to keep the light box, the battery box, intact. Alright, so that looks cool. And then, I guess you could put this on. Can't really see that covers its nose very well. I think this microphone might help keep it from falling off. Alright, let's pop this guy back on. Or actually, let me do the hands first. So we have the rifle, Where's his... He came with this grip trigger pulling hand, so I guess that will go back. There's nothing really else for him to hold. I'm not sure what these would be for, these fully enclosed hands. This one is to hold the front end of the rifle, I guess, the 4-stock. Or, I like the flashlight one, I'll just leave that the way it is. Now, so why would these patches be this huge? Where would you put patches this big on this figure? Right? None of these patches make any sense. They're just too big to fit on his shoulders or his arms. So that's really strange. I'm trying to look at the photos again. I don't understand why it came with those 5 patches if they're that huge. I guess they could just go on this magnetic base as a decoration. They're essentially 1/6 scale patches. Like, these would actually belong in that first figure I showed you guys, not 12 scale. Strange. Alright, let's get this head back on. Yeah, the face masks thing doesn't want to stay very easily because it's not really a peg. It's just like a... Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Lower angle now. And let's turn on the light again. Oh boy, what a pain. It can be done. If you look here, hold on. Luckily I have a dental pick, but I can actually activate that switch with the dental pick. But there. So I just like jammed it in there. There's a little bit of a gap. His face thing fell off though again. Now his head fell off. Here's the problem. The face mask is, it collides with this shoulder, this big airbag thing on his. So unless you tilt his head really far back, I don't think it's really meant to stay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to just leave him like this, because I don't think this is gonna fit. Tilt his head back, it wants to fall off the peg really easily. So the vest, it's a little too puffy. It's almost like the vest would have been better without this puffy thing. Yeah, so nope, no Puff Daddy. That would have been better. This is a long video, but now I think you're starting to realize this is not the best engineered toy. It's it has good intentions, but the actual user friendliness is not so great. I mean, I already broke it, right? That's just poor design. If this side moves, you expect both sides to move. It's just not smart how they did that. Yeah, his head just keeps wanting to fall off. And now also this pistol thing is falling out of the vest. That's not really realistic looking. I don't think you can actually get his... I don't think you can get both hands to hold his rifle very easily either. Let me see. Try to get that hand in there. Try to get this arm around here. Tilt this hand down. Maybe. No. That's as close as I can get it. You know, looking from the top view, there's just too much bulk going on there, I think. It's not going to be an easy one. Okay, after some 15 minutes of more fidgeting and gluing back that black plastic piece on his head, I think I got him in pretty much the pose I'm going to leave him in. Couldn't get the hands to hold both sides of the rifle, at least with that gear on the front. So there's a couple things missing from this thing. If you're going to hold the rifle across the chest, you have to remove those 3, but then you're going to see 6 holes in the vest. So it would have been nice if there's a plate that looks like there's nothing there, or like a much shallower pocket or something like that. I don't feel like the patches make much sense because they're just the wrong scale, even though they're stickers, so I ended up putting them on that metallic base. And then one thing I didn't really realize before is these are night vision goggles. Right now you can see the blue light, but they're in the up position. So this hinge actually does work, and so that's how you would actually, well, you'd have to adjust the wire though. And so it makes his face glow, and as if he's looking through night vision goggles. But you will notice that no light comes out the other side, right? It's just totally blacked off. It would have been cool if there was blue light coming out both sides of them. That would have been neat. Or truthfully, green, but I don't know why they didn't go with the green LEDs, but alright, well anyways, I think it's just better to have it in the up position so you can see his eyes and stuff like that. Alright, let's compare it to a couple other super deformed Boba Fett's today. This is a trying to remember what brand it is. It's a copycat of a Good Smile company that makes Nendoroid. Okay, so this is a Nendoroid Boba Fett, but you can see it's just too small. It's not the same kind of scale as far as the cartoon goes. But I have this Hero Cross Boba Fett, and I think it fits in pretty fine. So Hero Cross is, well, it's a little bit tall, right? But it's definitely better than the Nendoroid, which is too short. So it kind of fit. He's his own scale, it seems. You know, he's a little too tall for Nendoroids. He's a little too short for Hero Cross. But, you know, as we saw in the box, there's probably at least 3 other castings. I have one of them, which I'll review later on. The last thing I want to compare to is actually a 1/12 scale realistic looking figure. And this one here is by Damn Toys. It's a SAS figure. I don't know if I'm going to get him to stand though. Hold on. I gotta get some putty or something like that. Or repose him. But with the motion, I'm pretty sure he'll fall over, so. Alright, I got some poster board putty under one of his feet there. And he is crouching a little bit as well. So, yeah, this is a true 1/12 scale figure that's probably around 6 feet tall in the real world. And Damn Toys makes absolutely awesome stuff. I mean, the details on these weapons is just amazing. I think actually some of them are engraved. I needed a magnifying glass to read some of them. I'm not sure if it was this figure or a different Damn Toys, but it's just cool. Alright, so now you know that size comparison. in conclusion, being a super deformed character, you're just always going to get limited articulation. It's the case with those other two brands. I think even Nendoroid might be worse. It is worse because it's so small. It's impossible to pose that Boba Fett in many positions. The Hero Cross is also really hard to pose. He has so much stuff on top of the body, it really limits movement. So if you collect, if you're interested in collecting these super deformed figures, just keep in mind they're not going to get the poses as like a realistic figure that doesn't have as much bulkiness to them. But for this brand, it's a pleasant surprise that they have the lights. I think it really helps out with this character in particular. The lights are awesome. The digital camo printing on most of the hinges, on most of the joints of this body is fantastic. The magnetic feet in that plate make a huge difference. Whereas Nendoroid went with that giant, bulky, clear plastic base, Hero Cross also has a big light-up base. I just feel like they're unnecessary and probably expensive, paying for all that extra plastic. Whereas this is just streamlined. Alright. So there's some definite shortcomings, but I like this brand. Alright, see you guys.